After my first wild adventure at sea, I found myself stranded on what felt like the most deserted island in the world. My only companion was a little bird named Yasmina. She'd just returned from a scouting flight, and I was desperate for good news. "Yasmina, did you see anything?" "A ship?" I asked, my voice full of hope. Her reply was a letdown. "Nothing, not a single sail." "I told you, Sinbad, this is a deserted island." My stomach rumbled. "I'm starting to get really hungry," I complained. "I've seen walnuts, but I can't live on walnuts alone. There's nowhere else to go." But I couldn't give up. "Don't say that. Who knows what secrets this island is hiding?" I decided to take action. "I've got it. I'll make a flag. If I raise a cloth high on a pole, maybe sailors will see it from the sea." As I explored, I stumbled upon something truly bizarre. It looked like a giant white house, perfectly smooth and round, with no door in sight. "A house can't be without a door," I thought, circling it frantically. "Hello? Is anyone in there? Please help me. I'm lost." I shouted, but only silence answered. "Maybe they're on the roof," I reasoned, trying to find a way up, but even the roof was impossibly smooth. Suddenly, the sky went dark, as if a storm had rolled in. A shadow fell over me. Before I could even react, something massive knocked me off my feet, and everything went black. When I came to, Yasmina was chirping frantically in my ear. "Hush, Sinbad. It's the ROC, the legendary Alanka." My heart pounded in my chest. "The ROC? I saw its egg." "A giant egg? That's what this dome was. Why didn't you warn me?" She shrieked. "It's waking up. We have to hide now. It's coming this way. It'll kill us." We scrambled for cover just as the colossal bird stirred. A few tense moments later, the danger seemed to pass. "Are you okay, Yasmina?" I whispered. "Yes," she chirped back, her voice trembling. "The ROC ... It's so huge. It can't even see us down here. Look at the size of it." It was true. We were like ants beneath a mountain. And that's when the crazy idea struck me. A way off this island. "Yasmina," I said, a grin spreading across my face, "I think I know how to get out of here." She looked at me, puzzled. "How?" I pointed a shaky finger towards the bird's enormous leg. "The ROC will take me. I'll cling to one of its talons." "To its leg?" She squawked. "It'll feel you." I shook my head. "To a bird that big, I'll be no heavier than a fly. I'm scared, of course I am. But I can't just sit here waiting for a ship that might never come. This has to work." Yasmina wasn't convinced, but she knew my mind was made up. As night fell, I crept towards the sleeping giant. I used my turban to tie myself securely to its massive talon. I was terrified, but it was my only shot. Any place was better than this island. The world lurched, and we were airborne. The wind roared in my ears as we soared through the clouds. I couldn't tell where we were going, but I was finally free from the island. After what felt like an eternity, the flight smoothed out. The ROC was descending. It landed with a thud that nearly shook me loose. I made it, I thought, quickly untying myself as the great bird lumbered away. But my relief was short-lived. I looked around and my heart sank. I had escaped the island only to be trapped at the bottom of a deep, inescapable valley with cliffs rising sheer on all sides. It was a dead end, from one prison to another. What a disaster! And then I saw them. The ground wasn't covered in rocks ... It was covered in diamonds, sparkling and glittering everywhere I looked. But my awe turned to terror when I heard a low, menacing hiss. A giant snake, its eyes like fiery coals, was slithering towards me. What good were all the diamonds in the world if I was about to be its dinner? "Help me!" I cried out to the empty sky. Just then, something smacked onto the ground nearby. A huge bloody piece of meat. Where did that come from? I wondered. It seemed someone was feeding the snakes. Suddenly, a massive shadow blotted out the sun. A giant eagle swooped down, its talons aiming for the meat. And in a flash, I had another insane idea. It was my only way out. The force was incredible. "Hey, people up there!" I yelled as we neared the top of the cliff. "Help me!" Strong hands grabbed me and pulled me to safety on the ledge. I was alive. "Thank you. Thank you," I gasped, collapsing on the ground. A group of merchants stared at me, completely baffled. One of them asked, "Why were you attached to a piece of meat?" I quickly explained my story, how I was trapped in the valley. He laughed. "We throw the meat down to get diamonds. They stick to the fresh meat, and the eagles bring them up to us. Then we scare the birds away and collect our treasure." I looked down at my hands. So I stuck to the meat instead of the diamonds. The important thing was, I was safe. "To thank you," I said, pulling a handful of sparkling gems from my pockets. "Please, take these." The merchant's eyes went wide. "Incredible luck. Go back down. Stick to another piece of meat and bring up more." I shook my head firmly. "No, never again. But thank you, from the bottom of my heart. I will never forget your kindness." He smiled and said, "Forgive us. You are a lucky young man. Be careful on your journey home." Just then, a familiar chirp sounded in my ear. It was Yasmina. "You took your sweet time catching up," I teased. "How can you say that?" She squawked indignantly. I just grinned and opened my hand, revealing the shimmering diamonds. Her eyes went wide. "Where did you get those?" I laughed. "It started with the ROC dropping me in the Valley of Diamonds. And the snakes attacked ... I paused. "But you know what? It's a long story. I'll tell you the whole grand adventure once we're safely on the deck of a ship heading home." Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed this adventure, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.